Thanks for joining us tonight. We're starting the evening off taking a look back at a KFDM investigation. More than 2 years ago, a group of Southeast Texans at the time trying to push through a law allowing churches to provide their own security. If not for their efforts, more lives might have been lost during this past weekend's church shooting in the North Texas town of White Settlement. KFDM's Angel San Juan joins us tonight in the studio to tell us about the Southeast Texas connection to the heroic action at that church. Angel?
Tiffany, back when we first reported on this in April 2017, it was illegal for churches to have their own members provide protection for their congregations. That did not sit well with 3 Southeast Texans who wanted to ensure Texans could worship peacefully through strength.
Our hero was the head of our security.
Jack Wilson protected his fellow church members when he fired a fatal shot at a gunman who had opened fire at the congregation of West Freeway Church of Christ in White Settlement, just outside of Fort Worth. The gunman killed 2 people, but it could have been worse. There were more than 200 others in the pews.
Thank God. Here you had a good guy with a gun on a security ministry team respond within 6 seconds. And so think about it, this guy pulls out a gun and starts to shoot. He gets 2 rounds off before he's killed. And I thought, you know, it's kind of special being in a place where you actually had an opportunity to make a difference.
It's why Steve Visser and 2 other Southeast Texans worked so hard to persuade state legislators to pass a law that made it possible for Jack Wilson to perform such a heroic act. When we first met with Visser, Stephen Hinton, and Dana Waller-Harris in 2017, church members basically could not protect themselves during worship.
It was completely against the law to have a security ministry or a security team in place unless they were licensed by the state of Texas. And it was also against the law to be able to carry a weapon inside a church.
At the time, churches would have to either contract with private security firms or obtain a $400 letter of authority from the state. That's why the Southeast Texas advocates for volunteer security ministries and churches face stiff opposition from lobbyists.
The security lobby was not happy with us. Sometimes Steve and I felt like lone wolves up there battling these guys. But, you know, to God be the glory. You know, he pulled this across the line.
Visser is a member of Encounter Church in Groves, one of about 35 churches in Southeast Texas, where he's trained members to provide their own protection. And just since Sunday's shooting, more are expressing interest in taking charge of safety in their sanctuaries.
You can use your own people in multiple visible layers of deterrence in such a way that does not interfere with the cause of Christ and gives a much more safe worship environment.
Visser credits Southeast Texas State Representative Dade Phelan and Representative Matt Rinaldi from Irving for their efforts in passing the law. He says to learn more on setting up and training a volunteer security ministry in your church, you can log on to securemychurchnow.com.